Hello guys, welcome back. So in this video series we are going to see about creating the master images to be used for provisioning services, and with the help of that we'll be creating the machine catalogs. So now in the previous video we have completed about installation and configuration of a PVS server. Now to go ahead and create the master images for this, the very first thing that we are supposed to do was you need to create a virtual machine. A virtual machine has to be created. Now I'm going to use the virtual machine that we have created in the previous videos where we were learning about creating the master images, right? So the same virtual machine I'm going to use it. So for this machine also you need to join it to the domain. You need to install the VDA agent inside this. So all those things has to be done. Once you are done with installing the VDAs, the next step here would be to install the capturing device. So here now we need the ISO image. We need the ISO image of the provisioning services server now. So what I'm going to do here is, so let me first fetch around the ISO for PVS server. So the PVS server ISO is captured here. I will just I have to actually mount it. Okay, I do have an extracted version of this as well, so let me pick up that, and that will be better. So here once the ISO is mounted, I would again go with the auto run, and here we have to go ahead with target device installation. Target device is a device from which you are going to capture the operating system. So I'll click on target device, and now target device installation wizard you have to go with. So these are prerequisites that has to be installed. Click on install. So it's not going to take much time for the installation. So once the .NET framework installation is completed, it would reboot your machine. So just go ahead with next. So after the machine gets rebooted, then again we would continue with the same installation. So let's wait for the machine to get restarted. So machine is rebooted here now. So let's just log in and continue with the same installation. So just proceed with the provisioning services. Same way, go with auto run, your target device installation, and install the remaining prerequisites. And after this, we are going to get the wizard for the capturing the operating system of this machine. So let's wait for this installation to get completed. Okay, so on the previous target device installation, welcome wizard, just proceed with next. Acknowledged. Oh, it says VMware VMX-Net3 virtual adapter is detected on your system. Non-master target device to crash during the network boot to vDisk. Oh, okay. So VMX-Net3 is not supported here. No problem. We will go ahead and change the adapter. Not allowing me to change it. Remove it. We'll just go ahead and add another network adapter. No problem with this. I'll keep it as 3000. So let me go back once. So here I will just proceed with next. Again, it is saying the VMX-Net3. I don't care. Leave it. Go next. Accept the license agreement. Proceed with next. Nothing to do here. Just next, 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 and install. After the installation is done, we will get the wizard for capturing the image. So let's wait for the installation to get completed. Very simple installation. Got nothing like a rocket science on this. And just go ahead with finish and launching the wizard. Now here, gotta be very careful on this part. So the amazing wizard can image from a vDisk to boot and all those stuffs. Doesn't care about it. Go next. Now here you are supposed to provide the details of your provisioning server. Either you can provide the FQDN of that or the IP address can be provided. So I'll go ahead and provide the IP address for this. So this is the address where we have installed the PVS server. Just proceed with next. So it is trying to connect whether it is able to ping to that particular server or not. Yes, it is able to ping. Now here what happens is, so from this machine we have to create a vDisk. So if you're going to go ahead with create an image file, so in this case what happens is existing there will be a virtual disk or the vDisk will be available and those disks will be utilized or the disk will get updated. So since we are doing it for the first time, we have to go ahead with create a vDisk. Go next. Target device name. So whatever name we are going to provide it over here, by that name your device will be visible under the collections of the site. So here I would just give it my name, but in the production environment you are not supposed to do this. Yes, under the collections. Just go next here. vDisk name. By what name would you like to have the vDisk? Again, I'm giving my name over here. You want to have it as a dynamic disk, or you would like to have a static disk. All those things you can provide it from here. Or you want to have a VHDX or VHD. So if you're going to go ahead with VHD, the maximum size for which your hard disk can grow is up to 2 terabyte, and if you're going with VHDX, it's going to go up to the 64 terabytes. Just go ahead with next. We don't require anything such as your Microsoft volume licensing. But if you're working in the production environment, you will be using your Mac or the KMS licensing services. You have to use it over there. Otherwise, you're going to face the nightmares. So I'm just going to go ahead with none. Now, you would like to capture the entire image or you would like to capture the custom partitions. So I'll just go ahead with the entire image. Just there is only one C drive is available. Just go with next. Nothing on these parts. And here the summary, and go ahead with create. Now when you're going ahead with this create, this doesn't mean that your hard disk is created, your operating system is captured inside that. Definitely not. Okay, so once your machine reboots, after the rebooting of the machine, that's when it is going to actually create your vDisk, and then the operating system capturing will start. So on the top you can see during the device restart, configure the machine setting for a network boot. After the device restart, the image wizard will continue. So now before you click on continue here, because once you click on continue, your machine is going to go ahead and get rebooted. So before this, make sure that you go to the settings of the machine, go to the options, and you got something called as boot options. not allowing to change. So what are you going to do in this case? No problem, we got another solution for us. I'll go with continue, and as soon as I go with continue, I'll just go ahead and hit the BIOS and change the boot priority to network. Continue. Do you want to restart the device? Yes, and it has to be the network boot. So I'll go with yes over here, and as soon as the machine is going to go with the reboot, I'm going to go ahead to the BIOS and change it to the network boot. Not supposed to take so much of time. Let's see what nightmare we have got coming up next. Okay, we're into the BIOS, boot from network. So here once we change it, I will just go with enter, and let's see what's going to happen. Okay, connecting to DHCP. All good till here. So this machine should pick up the IP address from the DHCP server, and it should get connected to ardp32.bin file that has been configured in the DHCP server for the TFTP. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, what's up? All good to go. So here we're going to get the login console. Yes, and now once I log in, once I provide my username and password, the OS capturing should start. If it doesn't start, no worries, we'll troubleshoot. Yes, and here the capturing of the OS is started. So it is copying a C drive, and it would take probably around 5 to 6 minutes, and the capturing would be completed. So let's wait for it to get completed. Okay, so here the image capturing is successful. Now just go ahead with done, and your machine is asking for reboot. So now before we go ahead and reboot this, there's a small change that has to be done. Now let me go to my PVS server. Here we go, this is a PVS server. Now under the collections, I don't see the device. See here, now the device entry is available, and if I go here to the store, you see there's a hard disk. Now there's a small change that you need to make sure that the particular capturing that we have done is successful. I'll right click on this, I'll go to the manage locks, and I need to unlock this. Remove the locks, close. Mode is private, we need to change this private mode, because if it is private mode, then only the one which we have from the image from where we have captured the OS. Only that image can boot up from this. So drop down this list and make it as a standard image and go with OK. This is one step. Second thing is, I'll go back to the collections, and you see that boot is from hard disk. Right click, properties, and boot. I'm going to change it to vDisk. Go to the vDisk and make sure that the vDisk is attached. Just go ahead with OK. Now let's see whether it is successful or not. So to check that, I have to go back to my virtual machine. Let me reboot this and let's see what happens. It's taking quite some time to get rebooted. So once this is successful, the next thing we are going to talk about is creating the machine catalog with the help of PVS by using the PVS server. Yes, it is successful. Now I just turn this off. Now the PVS server does not uses the virtual machine, it uses the template. So I will just convert this machine to the template and convert to template. It's completed. So I go back to the home tab, I'll go to VMs and templates, and there should be a template available. So this is the template now. So we have seen the template. So now in the next video series, we will study about how do we go ahead and utilize this template and create the machine catalog with the help of PVS server. Thank you.